that lag and just have it. When I'm done with reading the image, I self-edit, I hit enter, boom, I'm done.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're hearing is the kind of major positive from VR is you get this dramatically faster turnaround time. And our hypothesis is that the whole industry will eventually move in that direction, and it'll become kind of assumed or expected that your radiology report is going to come back in a matter of hours, if not minutes. And anybody who can't keep up with that just wouldn't be able to compete anymore.
Correct. I would agree with that. I think it's a speed game for them in the outpatient world, right? If you're inside the hospital, might be a little bit different. But yes, I agree with that.
Okay. So, I mean, we've done a little bit of reading on the topic, and I don't know if there's newer research than the paper I read, but in the kind of latest systematic review on this subject, which is from 2015, that we could find, the findings seem to be that when you put in VR into a radiology practice, it dramatically improves turnaround time, but it can actually raise error rates, so you can have a higher rate of kind of minor and major errors creeping into your reports. And it might also take longer on average, more of the radiologist's time, because now instead of just recording their audio, they're also doing the editing step. So even though the turnaround time is quicker, you're not able to get as many reports out of each radiologist per day. Does that do you have any comments on that, or any kind of experience to back that up or contradict those assertions?
Yeah, I would throw a couple thoughts in there. So when we did eScription, it was just voice recognition, not PowerScribe. When we did that piece, we definitely saw quality issues pop up, especially with heavy accents or providers that were very inconsistent. Because what we found were, if you have that transcriptionist who just knows what you mean. That's classic when I had a radiologist in a small hospital, and instead of saying like normal or coming up with some basic things, he was all over the place. He had about 10 different acronyms and made the same thing. Well, the voice recognition system's not going to figure that out. The transcriptionist over the years just knew that these 10 things all meant the same thing. He used 10 different words, and he just refused to be consistent. And like, well, the technology's not going to work. So with eScription, we definitely saw that. When we went to PowerScribe, you know, the quality emphasis is pushed to the radiologist to say, look, you're watching it generate as you talk. If there's an error or a typo, fix it. So it's kind of pushed to them to do that, which I kind of like. I mean, it's their product. I don't know how many times I've had physicians say, well, this report's wrong. Well, you signed it. Well, I didn't read it. Well, it's your license. You might want to read it before you sign it. And, you know, you never win that argument. But, I mean, it's their responsibility. And it's a transcription.
So you're saying maybe the kind of back-end VR model has a higher risk of quality issues because, okay.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that. With PowerScribe, it's generating on the screen. I will also say that some of our radiologists have spent the time to create a lot of macros, if you will, inside PowerScribe where they can say normal chest, boom, it just generates, right? They don't have to talk as long. I think they're actually seeing some efficiencies in getting through reports and getting through more studies than if you don't spend the time to do that and kind of train the technology. And then they've eliminated an extra step, right? So, yeah, they can read more, but then how much time do they spend a day later going back through the reports and reading them? If they're really reading them and making sure they're accurate, I would argue this is faster. I think you find a lot of radiologists who just rely on the transcriptions, don't read it, and just go sign, which they shouldn't do. Then, yeah, that probably is faster, but it's probably not a good quality product either.
Okay.
I mean, I've had doctors tell me literally, I mean, I can remember radiologists who were like, yeah, I went away on vacation for a week, and because they would call and say, hey, this report's wrong, can you unlock it? I need to redo it. And they're like, it's part of the legal medical record. We can't unlock it. And I was like, didn't you read it before? He's like, well, no, I had like 100 in my queue. I just went sign. I didn't read any of them. Okay, well, that's probably not a good thing.
Well, that's where you get your errors from. Do you have what's your error checking process then? I mean, can you introduce some kind of process to to measure the rate of